Visit ShaviZanesGuidance.com if you want to purchase any of the products that I have created. I have 6 different decks for you to choose from: Ancestors Money, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dr. Francis Cresswell Singh, and Madam C.J. Walker. I also have the Spiritual Cleanse, where you can cleanse your energy every time you take a shower. It consists of frankincense, myrrh, Palo Santos, and sage. You can also order my miniature altars. You can get my book full of channeled messages, and order your Straight Outta Religion hats and t-shirts. You can also get a 15-minute, 30-minute, or 1-hour session over the phone with me where you can ask as many questions as you'd like. So definitely check out the description box as well as the comment section to book your services and to purchase your products.
There are people who will downplay your accomplishments because they want you to feel as unimportant as they do, and they're trying to pull you down to their level. This especially happens the higher you climb, because when you're a high achieving person, you're gonna trigger a lot of people's insecurities, especially considering there are so many different definitions of what success even is. But when you recognize how valuable you are, you don't fall for these kinds of mind tricks. That just makes them even angrier, but of course that has more to do with them than you. But it's important to use these types of people as a reminder to stay on top of the things you want to accomplish, because the last thing you want to do is become such a miserable person that you have so little going on in your life that you actually take time and energy out of your day to try to downplay what someone else has going on. The weirdest thing is these are people who turn blue in the face trying to remind you that you're not all that, but will praise someone else for doing the exact same thing. Like, what?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. If you want to order any of my products, obviously you can check the comments section. I will be leaving the link where you can book your personal reading or order my products on my website, okay? Let's start off with the Declare and Decree deck. Of course, you can get this off my website as well. Whatever comes out, you want to write it down on paper and burn it. Give thanks to the Most High Mother and Father and your spiritual team for helping you to clear it. So this is the older deck. Print is a little darker. When you order this deck, the print will be far lighter. It's going to be white. All internal blockages created by myself or others are cleared from my energy in spirit and in flesh. I'll put that up for those of you that can see it. Okay. All internal blockages created by myself or others are cleared from my energy in spirit and in flesh. So we're looking internal now. Even though others might have contributed to that, you might have contributed to that, we're looking at clearing out the internal blockages. So my spiritual team wants me to utilize my other decks, y'all. So we're going to start off with the Heal Yourself deck. This deck shows you what chakras are blocked, and it also tells you why the chakra is blocked, especially for those of you who are Reiki healers out there, or if you just want to do the internal work, because we're speaking on internal blockages. So it's no coincidence that my spiritual team wanted me to pull out the Heal Yourself deck, because we're diving internal right now. So whatever comes out, you still write this down on paper to burn it. And whatever color comes through, that's the color candle that you want to get. And I'll let you know what you want to write on that candle. Of course, you're going to use your own discernment to add whatever else you feel guided to write on it, but the next deck will give us clarity about what we should be putting on this candle. So we have red, root chakra. So you want to get you a red candle. What's written on here is what you want to write on paper and burn to clear it. So neglected or isolated, okay? This is an internal blockage, feeling neglected or isolated. Now, you could be doing this to yourself, or it could be triggered based on what someone else might have done to you, whether it was childhood, adulthood, neglected or isolated. So you may put on paper, I destroy and clear all feelings of being neglected and isolated in spirit and in flesh, and burn that. Get your red candle. We're working with the root chakra. So what do we want to write on the red candle? So this is my Write, Burn, and Create deck. Most of my decks that I have created, I have 6 different decks so far. Most of my decks that I have created are for your healing, and it's to assist you with your alchemy so that there's no guessing games. Your spiritual team will tell you directly through the cards what you want to focus on doing, what you want to focus on manifesting, what you want to focus on clearing, the colors that you want to work with, the chakras that's blocked, all of these things, okay? Everything that I have created is intentional. for the highest good of those that use them. So definitely order your spiritual tools to add to your spiritual toolkit. So let's see what's coming through. So we have here, I am passionate and excited about life. This is what you're writing on your red candle. We're going to pull 3. I am passionate and excited about life. Let's take another one. I create and welcome new sources of income. This is what you're writing on your red candle. I create and welcome new sources of income. Okay, third one, and we're going to get into the reading. I deserve to live abundantly. I deserve to live abundantly. Okay? So you're writing these 3 phrases on your red candle. And you're going to put in spirit and in flesh at the bottom. Because, of course, you want to manifest this energy in the spiritual nature of who you are, as well as the flesh 3D nature of who you are. Okay? So, just a quick recap. You're burning and releasing all internal blockages created by yourself or others. You're also burning and releasing all feelings of being neglected or isolated. You're going to get you a red candle, and you're going to write on the glass of that candle with a permanent marker, I am passionate and excited about life. I create and welcome new sources of income. I deserve to live abundantly. Okay? Alchemists out there, definitely get on top of your stuff. And for those of you, like I said, that's like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, order my products, y'all. It is worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. So let's jump right in. We are going to see what is the message for today. The spiritual body wash is back in stock for those of you that have been waiting. All of the ancestors' notes are in stock. In about a few more days, I'm expecting that the IC Tarot is going to be back in stock. I'm just waiting for them to get here. I've already placed the order and everything, so sometimes it can take her up to 10 days to get them to me. So they should be here within a matter of days, okay? So keep that in mind for those of you who have been waiting. The miniature altars are still available as well. So let's see. This says you're free. You're free. So something is no longer holding you captive. You're no longer restricted by something. This could have been internal mental entrapment, self-imposed entrapment. This could have been external factors that was restricting you from growing or pursuing new things. It could be people that was trying to bind you to them and lock your energy down so that you wouldn't feel free. Because regardless of what people try to do, you're always free. But sometimes people can play psychological mind games and have you really thinking that there's so many ways that you can go. That's a lie all day. Okay, free will beings. From the moment you wake up to the moment that you go back to sleep and wake up again, free will beings. So let's see. You have the card of go within. So this reading from the start is speaking about going within. Let me see, what are they trying to get you to see right now? I can definitely see strong emphasis on motivating you to recognize that you deserve to have an abundant life. You deserve to have new sources of income, okay? You deserve to feel passionate and excited about life every day. Now, are you going to have some days where you don't feel as high? Yeah, but you damn sure ain't going to feel as low. Not as you used to feel. Okay, your low should be somebody else's high. That's how much work you want to do on yourself to where your low day is high as hell to the average person. So this is where you want to tap in. Like, do you feel abundant? Do you feel free? Okay. These are all things that begin with the mind. It doesn't start with the government. It don't start with your relationship. Are they giving you freedom? No. It doesn't start with you as a parent. Oh, you don't feel free because you got children to take care of? No. The freedom starts from within. So let's see. Harmony. See, your spiritual team, They want you, bottom of the deck says trust. This is energy of surrendering, just outstretching your arms and just flying. Trust in the process, knowing that wherever this path is taking you, it's going to land you exactly where you belong and enjoying it along the way. Okay, she just looks so free, so relaxed. Okay, harmony. This is what your spiritual team wants you to go within to find. Do you feel that internal harmony? Are you centered? The miser is here. So let's see. What is the miser? What is the miser? You have the angels protecting you. Your spiritual team could be protecting you from somebody who's very selfish, very evil. Okay, wanted to take everything that you had. Let me see. Seeing clearly. Yeah, it could be. I feel like what it's saying is that you're free from this type of energy. You are free from this. Even if you was doing this to yourself. Let's just say that you were hoarding all of your values, your valuables. That's what I should say. Hoarding your valuables, meaning you got gifts. You have talents. Okay? You might even have wealth that you might have been hoarding and holding on to due to scarcity mindset or feeling restricted. And you might have been afraid to share these gifts, afraid that someone was going to take them, or afraid that you would end up losing something, or afraid to invest in a creative pursuit. You could have been the miser, because it's like the Four of Pentacles energy. Holding on too tightly to something puts an energy out into the universe that you don't expect that you can get more. So holding on to what you have puts out into the universe that this is your value. There's nothing that goes beyond what you already possess. When you know that there is infinite wealth out here in various forms. So your spiritual team is protecting you not only from these beings that wanted to take from you, but also protecting you from yourself. They have been working diligently to get you into that space. The sun is finally coming out. Oh, I need it. I need the sun, y'all. I just have to say that. Like when the winter time starts to creep in and the clouds are hiding the sunlight, I start to feel different. And I have to find ways to get my energy where it needs to be. Of course, sun gazing helps, but I need to feel that hot sun on my skin. I want to get darker. Okay. I miss my dark melanin. I'm dark now, but I want to, okay. So let's get back to this. Your spiritual team is protecting you from this type of energy. So, yep, they said never look back. They have removed you from a lot of circumstances that was not serving you. They freed you from your own mental entrapment that was keeping you stuck. And they said, never look back. Bottom of the deck says headed towards happiness. This is really good. You are seeing something very clearly because you have been going within and you recognize that certain things was keeping you restricted. You're acknowledging what role you played in that. You're acknowledging the role that you allowed others to play in that. You're freeing yourself. Your angels are really protecting you and rooting for you in this. And you are headed towards your happiness and never looking back to that old version of yourself. You deserve this, okay? That's why this says, I deserve to live abundantly. This is your birthright. Let's see, I'm going to pull from my Diary of Spiritual Black Sheep deck. Of course, you can get this off my website as well. It's full of channeled messages, okay? Channeled messages that I have created, y'all. So, Diary of a Spiritual Black Sheep. Definitely order yours. So this says, you may not be clear about why certain things have been removed from your life, but you will soon see. This was a destined change to move towards something more emotionally fulfilling. Work on awakening your creative gifts and keep moving forward. Soon you will appreciate the winds of change and the power of destructive energy. Okay? Soon you're going to appreciate all of these changes that you had to go through. You're going to be like, I'm so glad. I I'm so glad that whatever tower moments had to happen to clear your space out, yeah, they felt, chaotic in that moment. You was uncertain about where things was taking you. It might have even seemed like in the 3D you was taking losses. You are going to be so happy. Because consider if this was you. A tower is necessary right here. If this was your energy, a tower would be necessary if you literally had yourself trapped in a bubble where it's like you could barely turn left or right. So there's no room for growth. There's no room for you to outstretch your arms and trust the process, just like the woman was doing in that card. I think I put it back. No room for you to even stretch out your arms, stretch out your legs. Stretching is needed. The body needs to stretch. A lot of people don't even see the value in stretching. It's damn near more important than working out itself, because you're clearing out suppressed energy. You're moving energy around so that things can flow more freely. It's just, I've really been honoring the value of stretching as of late. And I feel so much better because I've added it to a regular part of my routine. But regardless, a tower would have been very necessary in this type of energy to break you free from those constraints here. Shake some things up, get things moving around again. So I'm going to take one more card from this deck. It says, your spiritual journey requires commitment in spite of the hurdles cast before you. This has been, there has been great growth within you because you have stayed in the present moment while going with the flow of necessary changes. Focusing on the present moment has brought balance and internal peace, allowing you to blossom like a rose. Not only have you grown, but you've also stopped to smell the roses, which reflects true love for the journey. So you're finding the sweet spots in this whole thing. And that's why these beautiful things, you're worthy of them. Because despite what was happening, you still stopped to smell the roses here. So let's see. We're going to pull from a different deck. Perfect time to sun gaze. Perfect timing. For those of you who are still getting accustomed to sun gazing, it's a really good time to do it when the sun is behind the clouds. Especially if you're still getting accustomed or adjusted. You're adjusting your eyes for it. Of course, when the sun is first coming up, when it's going down, I'm not going to lie, y'all. I sun gaze any time of the day. Now, I know some of y'all are like, you shouldn't do that because the sun is at its brightest point. I sun gaze any time of the day. Yeah. But I've been doing it for years, and it really does balance out my energy here. So let's see. We have two cards. So you have the cross. So this says sacrifice. Release, surrender, purpose-driven, heed to the call. I feel like, yeah, it's just showing that you put something to rest, okay? It's just showing that you put something to rest. Now, side note. I guess I got a lot of side notes today, y'all. Side note. Nobody should be buried with a cross, okay? It's just certain things that people should not speak over you. If you want to be able to evolve in the next lifetime, this is a restricting energy that says you stuck right there. And I'm marking that on your grave, marking that on the day of your death, that you will, if you come back in, you're going to cycle back in right into the same entrapment. So I don't promote the cross by any means. I don't even wear one, okay? But this is a strong indicator that you are surrendering, letting go of the past, putting certain things to rest, and heeding to a call here. So you have the card of many options. This is the convertible. It's speaking on free will, okay? Your very first card said you are free. So for this to say free will, adjacent possibilities, potential, freedom, yet again, going with the wind, flexible. Options are opening up for you because you put something to rest. I'm telling you. You're getting ready to have a lot of options in front of you. And so it's just a matter of, what do you want? Where do you want to take this freedom? What do you want this freedom to do for you now? Now there's certain things. Look at that. I was getting ready to say certain people. Some of y'all had to break up with folks, leave people behind. You had to break some hearts out here in order to regain that sense of freedom. Like I said before, a person cannot take your freedom away, but you can be in a mindset that you're not free if you give that person that much power in your life. So I feel like y'all are clearing yourselves from certain controlling individuals that just wanted to literally control the narrative of your life. And they wanted to keep you in a specific box because that helped with their unhealthy ego. That made them feel better about themselves, knowing that you wasn't advancing too far ahead of them. And so holding on to these types of energies, I don't care if it was a romantic partnership, friendship, family dynamic, even co-workers, jobs, cut. So this says heartbreak, sorrow, grief, hopeless, regret, bitter, devastated. Yeah, there's a lot of folks that's feeling just like that. But consider, let's just say if it's the other way around and someone walked away from you. Understand that that was for your highest good, to free you, because you might not have been aware of just how restricting that connection was in your life. Like I said, regardless of what the dynamic is, it was restricting you from the new options, the many options that are getting ready to present themselves. And now you can move about freely. So this is your spiritual team telling you never look back, because we are opening up pathways. We are clearing pathways so that you can head towards your happiness. Look at that. We have the Knight. Confident, passionate, persevering, determined, brave, champion of a cause. This is your energy now. Moving forward with passion, with speed, with inspiration. Okay, waving the flag of victory here. Feeling inspired. So this is really, really good. I feel like there's a lot of forward movement that's getting ready to happen in your life because you have literally taken your power back. Okay? Some people don't want to see this. Look at that. They trying to act like they don't see it. But what do y'all see right there with this Jack, or whatever you want to call it, this Joker? He has binoculars. So people can act like they don't see it because the horse has blinders on. They can act like they don't see your forward movement. They don't see your come up. They don't see you glowing. They don't see you shining. They don't see your happiness and how you genuinely are progressing because you're no longer connected to them. They can act like they don't see it, but their little looking ass is still behind the scenes, scoping you out, checking you out, recognizing that, yeah, you really did do that. Okay? You really did do that. And they're also having to recognize that they really was toxic as hell for you. So, yeah, surprise, unpredictable, unexpected. They didn't even see this. Okay, this gave you a full advantage that they did not see coming. With the blinders, many of these beings are in victim mentality. Okay, they resist to see the truth. Even though they see it because they're watching so hard, they resist to accept what they're seeing. So they're watching you and they're trying to formulate a different reason for the energy that you're expressing, or trying to formulate a different reason for the come ups and the beautiful things that's happening in your life. They don't want to just accept that, yeah, being connected to them really held you back because they're toxic. So that's too bad for them. Now, yeah, you have the card of Sunflower and Ladybug. So this says positivity, happiness, unwavering faith, spiritual growth, longevity, thriving. Okay, thriving. That's the word of the day. No longer in survival mode. Those days are done. Survival mode energy will have you stiff as a board. It'll have you constantly feeling like you have to fight. Survival mode energy will have you feeling like you don't have enough of something, or that you have to work in order to maintain something. Freedom, though. Thriving looks like freedom. Thriving looks like sovereignty. Thriving looks like just being. Just being, and knowing that everything that you need is going to meet you. It's going to meet you. because you're still going to be taking a practical effort to move towards those things, but you're expecting that with each step that you take towards your vision, that vision is going to take 10 steps towards you. For every step that you take towards your vision is going to take 10 steps, 100 steps, 1,000 steps towards you. That's how the universal energy works. The Most High Mother and Father was not playing when they established this existence for us. You put forth the effort and you will be rewarded for it. So now you are in an energy of thriving. So then you have the ladybug, a vibrant life, happy, comfort, wishes are coming true, good health, balance. Okay? In some cases at the bottom is speaking on the birth of a daughter. But that's for only a slight few of you. But consider this is really definitely talking about abundance. Okay? And that's what you're writing on your red candle. I deserve to live abundantly. You deserve it. A lot of times people don't have it just off the strength that they don't feel like they deserve it. It's like a subconscious thing. They're not even consciously aware that they're projecting the energy of feeling undeserving. But typically, a way that you know if you're projecting an energy of feeling undeserving of abundance is when you're holding on too tightly to what you already have. When you're holding on too tightly to what you already have, and you're constantly in this mindset of, but I got to save for a rainy day. I got to save for a tornado or a hurricane, right? That's what we was taught. Save for a rainy day. So everything that you do is planning around the rainy day, right? Everything that you do is planning around this rainy day. And I said waves because it's all energy. So what you're doing when you have that mindset of saving for a rainy day, you're saying that the wealth that I am able to attract and keep is strictly for disasters, chaotic moments, stressful situations. And so you are literally helping to create that energy the more that you align your wealth around a rainy day. You're helping to create the rainy day. So eventually you will use your wealth towards that rainy day. But if you say, I attract wealth into my life, and you anticipate that wealth does not just look like fiat. In fact, that's the last definition of what wealth really looks like. Wealth looks like being able to have everything that you need when you need it. I just had a situation where I went to the mall with my children. That was the same day I told y'all them folks tried to come over talking about they want to pray for me, right? But that same day I went to the mall and I purchased some boots, right? I was in the aisle, I have 6 children, okay? So that day I was purchasing 5 pair. My oldest son, his feet grow so damn fast. This boy is in a 12. He's 13 years old. So I didn't have him. He has to go with me. I need to see what size. So anyways, I was purchasing boots for 5 of my babies. And I'm looking at the price. And they're $60 per pair. Matter of fact, it was $65 per pair. And I was like, whew, goodness gracious. You do this only because children's feet grow so damn fast. It's like $65 per pair. Their feet gonna be grown by tomorrow. But either way, I said in my mind, I said, thank you, Mother and Father, for granting me an overflow of wealth so that I can even afford to buy boots for all of my children. That's what I said in my mind. That way I wouldn't feel frustrated at the idea of spending that much money for some boots that they probably won't even be wearing next winter. So we get to the cash register. There's this beautiful older melanated woman there. And she's like, oh my goodness, is this all your babies? I said, yes. So she started scanning the boots. And she was like, these are nice. She scanned the first pair and she was like, oh, $19. Right? I knew that she was doing me she was just doing something really kind for me. Maybe she was using her store discount or whatnot. But she was like, oh, they're only $19? I said, I guess they are. Okay. Walked out and only paid $108 for 5 pair of boots, whereas I should have paid close to $300. That is a clear depiction of how wealth still flows into your life, okay? You're still receiving exactly what you need, but not necessarily needing to use the fiat to obtain it. That's when you have a wealth mindset. So y'all are moving into the space of thriving, no longer surviving. Those days they've come to a close here, or they are coming to a close if you find yourself still working towards getting to that mindset, okay? So let's see. So you have the card of microphone. Many of you are meant to speak your truth here. You have very strong opinions, and you're being called to make these opinions known. You speak truths, okay? You inspire others, and it's meant for you to be heard. Let's clarify microphone. What about the microphone? Okay, so I have 3 cards here. So I have challenge the status quo. Proud, opportunity, clear vision, and perspective. Yeah, you're teaching people how to rise above what they've been taught and to see it from a higher perspective. The eagle is one of the highest flying birds, okay? So you are meant to be front and center, giving people a new perspective because you see clearly. And because you see clearly, you're able to help others to see clearly beyond the illusions that are being fed to their vision and their mind. So then you also have bouquet. This is speaking on creativity, a gift, art, expression, love, openness. I just feel like y'all have natural gifts here. It's actually an art. You know, some of y'all are able to express through singing with this microphone, spoken word, okay, or literally having a podcast where you're speaking on different topics, but still challenging the status quo. And then you have the hot air balloon. This is freedom yet again. This is like the 4th time that this word has come out in this reading. There it is right there, freedom. Going with the flow, new perspective, defying gravity, ascension, elevate. This is what the microphone is all about. Helping others to ascend, to rise above, to fly higher, okay? To fly higher. But it's also about blossoming, growth. So this is really good. You have the card of the biker. What's behind that? The oak tree is right behind that. Okay? So the biker speaks on being the lone wolf, non-conformist, breaking rules, loves freedom. It's like the 5th time. Freedom is the word of the day. Swift actions, outlaw. Can't nobody hold you back. Who was that? Mace. Can't nobody take my pride. I just, Diddy and his old stinking asses in that. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. So can't nobody take your pride. Okay? You know who you are. You know whose you are. You know what you're capable of. Folks really did try to come in and dim your light. They wanted people to, they tried to water down your wisdom. Okay? They wanted to water it down. They wanted you to feel less confident in your knowing. But the only reason why somebody would take those measures and go out of their way to do that to someone else is because they know that you're the real deal. They know that what you possess and that divine wisdom that you have access to is something that goes far beyond what they could ever touch. They ain't never seen nothing like it, and they never will see anything like it. So it's very intimidating for a lot of people. So some people really do go out of their way to try and downplay what you have to say. But it never works because you're inspiring too many people. So this is the oak tree. It's speaking on permanence, enduring, stability, legacy, longevity, deeply rooted. You go back into the roots. You tapping into Akashic records. You're tapping into your ancestral wisdom. Can't nobody take that from you. It's there, it's stable, and it's enduring. The messages that you bring forward, they're applicable. People can apply them and they grow. They can pass this on to their children and they can use these things to shift their whole life. They will. They are. You are. So what you bring forward holds real value. Real value. Okay? And there's some that don't like that with the urn here. Death, bereaved, collapse, dismantle. Okay? I feel like this is messing with people. It's messing them up because you put all of that to rest. Even the version of you that would have been moved by others' attempts to try and belittle what you say or to try to water it down, you don't even give them the time of day. It's like you know who you are, you know whose you are. You are so confident because everything that you inspire others to do, you've applied them to your life, and you are the walking, living proof that your wisdom is in fact the very thing that's going to change lives because it changed yours. It's nothing worse than knowing a lot of things, but not being able to show the evidence of growth as a result of that knowing. That's why knowing does not hold the value of the wisdom, because wisdom is applied knowledge. So if you just have a bunch of knowledge that can't be applied, then there will be no manifestation or physical representation of what that knowledge can actually do for somebody's expansion. But when you have knowledge that can be applied and you actually apply it and your whole life changes, that's when you know that it holds weight. That's when you know that it has value. And there are people out here who feel some type of way because they have knowledge, but that knowledge is not applicable. Can't really change much to know if the earth is flat. Okay, if the damn earth is flat, okay, even if we was to be clear that the earth is flat, what the hell that got to do with your growth and expansion? How can you apply that to your life to become the better version of yourself? So some people just have a whole bunch of knowledge about things that, I mean, it sounds good, it's nice, you know what I'm saying? But damn, if it's not changing anything about your circumstances, if you're not becoming the best version of yourself, if you're not attracting, like every year, there should be growth. You do get to a point where things balance out, but then you get back to that space where there's more growth. That's the type of knowledge that is worthy of your attention and time. But the type of knowledge that's just a whole bunch of fluff, you know what I'm saying, that you cannot apply, don't waste too much time in that direction, y'all. But there are people who try to downsize your wisdom. But you will be aligning with new people who are on the same frequency, though. Same wave. Okay? Esprit de corps. I'm probably not even saying that right. Esprit de corps. In sync. Working together as a unit. You also have leadership. You are the leaders out there. Many of you are meant to be the leaders, to guide others. It also speaks on co-creating, forming alliances, partnerships, and team efforts. These are the people that you should be collaborating with, who value what you have to bring to the table. And not only that, but they can add to it substance, things that are applicable. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to take a couple more cards, y'all. You have the card of the thunderstorm, power, electric display, energy shift, triumph over evil, opportunity to overcome. Very powerful energy that's coming from your direction, chosen. So let me see. I'll take from one more deck, and then I'm going to get a card so that I can read from my book. I'm going to close out, y'all. So let's see. What you have to say is very, very important. You are an inspiration to others, chosen. So this says, don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others. So while you're an inspiration to others, without a doubt, Don't lose yourself helping other people. Stay in alignment. First, the golden rule. Okay. And I knew this when I believe I was about 15 years old. I went to Job Corps. Yeah, I was about 15. I went to Job Corps. And I was so shy. Yeah, I was shy until I was like 30. But I was so shy. And classroom full of children, and Mr. Perry, that was our teacher, cool cat. Okay, older guy. And he was like, what's the law? What's the golden rule? He said, what's the golden rule? Now, mind you, I did love reading books back then, but I don't recall how I knew this, right? So all of the other kids, other children, they was, kind of shouting things out, teenagers, And he was like, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. So I raised my hand, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know, but I think I know, but I'll say it anyway. And he called on me, and I was like, self-preservation. And he was like, there you go. And I just remember feeling like, how did I know that? Even to this day, I still wonder, how the hell did I know that? Okay, I didn't have nobody around me that was teaching me these types of things. But some things you just know. You see what I'm saying? So, yes, you are here to inspire others, to guide others, to heal others, to enlighten others. But don't forget self-preservation. Don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others, especially if you find that you're pouring into others that ain't pouring back into you. That is so important. Like for me personally, and I know many of you, naturally, you just think, okay, I'm receiving something from Shavi today, so let me hit the like button. Let me leave a comment. And I love y'all for that, okay? It uplifts me. It motivates me to keep going. And it just lets me know the energy is circulating. You know what I'm saying? I bring something forward and y'all pour back into me. So when I watch other people's videos and if I get something from it, I always hit the like button. I make it my business to send the energy back out into the universe towards that person. You know what I'm saying? So it's really important that you keep the energy circulating, because when you get ready to get out there and speak your truth, you're going to want people to pour back into you. You don't want to feel depleted. So just as a side note, if you receive something from someone and it only requires 1 second of your time, just a press of a button just to say, I got something from that. Try to keep it at the forefront of your mind to want to keep the energy circulating of the giving and receiving. That way, that's what you receive on your end when you start to pour your gifts or bring your gifts to the world. You want to know that what you're giving is being received, and people are grateful for it, and they're showing gratitude in some way of expression. So let's see. I'm going to take one last card. This card is going to give me the number that I need for my book. So this is the number 16. This says double rainbow, ascension, light codes. Those light codes are being activated, y'all. Promises kept, as above, so below. That's beautiful. What you're creating out in the spiritual realm is now becoming your 3D experience. As above, so below. So let's see. Message 16. So this is my book, Guided Light. You can get this off my website. It's full of channeled messages that me and my spiritual team wrote. My spiritual team in the spiritual realm. Okay. And so it's not meant to be read from front to back. It's meant for you to open it and turn to whatever page you feel guided to turn to. In the back of the book, there's 56 random messages. So if you have a number, such as the number 16 on this card, turn to message 16 and you'll receive the message that you need. So let's see. Message 16. So it says, so you may be spending a lot of time alone in this season of your life. You may also find that love is not in alignment for you right now because you are being guided to focus your attention on your passions. There are some great creative ideas that need your undivided attention. These gifts will bring lots of abundance and success. Pour your heart and energy into loving yourself enough to withhold your energy from others and pour into your vision. Stay on your throne. Clear your mind. Relax, knowing love will come your way when your partner is in alignment with your energy. This has been a great time of healing and self-care, which has prepared you for the next opportunity. The sacrifices made today will be of great benefit in the future. So this is a time to pour into your creativity. I'm telling y'all, whatever your gifts are, take a step forward every day towards it, and it will take 10, 100, 1,000 steps towards you. Universal law. That's my message for you all. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
You know what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge means you act like you know everything, it's like this. You know a tomato is a fruit. You're very proud, you know this, you know this, you know that. But wisdom is not using a tomato in a fruit salad.